hello, hello. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Lanterns. We are here to discuss episode two of the new series, Lanterns on HBO, and give a couple of our thoughts and get into some theories about what it is that's going on here. But my name is Cedar Superior. I am not here alone. I'm joined by a couple co-hosts. Right to my left or right, depending on where you're looking, we have the Lawrence Report. How's it going?
It's going well. How about you?
Not too bad. Can't complain. How's it feel to be over that 1,000 subscriber benchmark here on YouTube?
Hey, it has been a journey.
Mhm.
99,000 more to go.
Okay.
But
All right. All right. All
no,
right.
but
Six.
no, no,
That's
no.
that.
It's been a journey. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad I finally reached the threshold, and you know, I'm just gonna keep going. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely enjoyed this episode right here
Okay.
of Lanterns. They set up a lot of stuff. Dope episode.
All right. What about you, Vic? How's it going? What did you think of the episode?
They're built into the story. They're building up. I'm actually curious to what you think. I'm wondering if it's still slow for you because they build into the story.
They are definitely building something very, very slowly, in my opinion. I don't know. It's like I'm enjoying it, but so far for me, it's not like a must see kind of situation. I'm just like, okay, okay. But I'm willing to be impressed, right? I'm not closed off to it, and I'm not trying to be overly negative. It's just something about it is giving a little run of the mill, and I don't know. But maybe that'll change over the next few episodes. But to before we get into the episode proper, I do have a bit of news that I would like to discuss with you in relation to Marvel. So, according to reports, the MCU has found their front runners for the role of Magneto in the upcoming uh, X Men movies. And according to reports, they are looking at Lee Pace, also Matt Smith. You may know him from House of the Dragons, and Henry Cavill. Thoughts on these reported, you know, cast shortlisting for Magneto? What do you guys think of
Um,
these characters or these actors here? Who do
you,
you
you
see most in the role?
you go ahead, Vic. Then I come in.
the first one.
Oh, Lee Pace.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, okay, Lee Pace
He
from
was in Game of
The
Thrones,
Holiday.
right?
What'd you
Was it
say?
Game of Thrones that he was on? What was the other thing that he was on?
Okay, so the first guy, Lee Pace, he is at least best known to me from his role in the Hobbit movies. He played like Legolas's dad in those films. He was like the king elf. He's also going to be in the upcoming Practical Magic 2 that's coming out next
Okay.
month.
I
The
don't know. Something
second,
about him is given very Slytherin. If that's what
uh-huh,
I'm.
okay. Uh-huh.
I feel like it fits. The other
All
two,
right.
much.
The second guy is from House of the Dragon. He was also in Morbius.
Mm,
And of course, Henry Cavill used to be our Superman.
yeah.
He's in The Witcher, or was in The Witcher.
Hmm.
Um, what do you think, Lawrence Report? Who are you feeling most out of this cast here?
Listen, we gotta get my man Henry Cavill to
Oh,
be the
great.
one and only Magneto. He
Oh,
has that jawline. I was looking at some AI pictures of him last night with the white
hmm,
silver hair. I was like, yo, he would be the perfect Magneto. Like, I need Henry Cavill to take on this role. And Henry Cavill, the kind of guy he is, he's
uh-huh.
meant to be in a box office big type role. I know he's doing something. He has something he's working on. Something I think it's called Warhammer or something like
Oh yeah,
that.
Warhammer, the RPG game.
Yeah, something like that. But I'm like, bro, we need you
That's
either in DC
tabletop.
or Marvel. I mean, I know he was in DC originally, but
Yeah.
listen, if Marvel could scoop Henry Cavill, it may be a
Mm-hmm.
wrap period for DC because there's still a bunch of fans that want to see Henry Cavill shine.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He does have a very dedicated fan base. I will say
Yep.
that.
Hmm.
And if they're looking for like who has the largest following, I would say it is Henry Cavill. But for
Hmm.
me, I don't know. I don't see him as Magneto. I don't see him as
Mhm.
Magneto. I don't. I feel as if the role of Magneto and the character of Magneto is a very layered and complex character, and I don't know if I've seen that from Henry Cavill in any of the roles that he's played. I don't trust him to perform at the level needed to give Magneto the depth of the character
Mhm.
we've come to know. However, I am kind of feeling this Lee Pace situation here. From what I've seen of him, I'm very impressed. I feel like he has this gravitas. I feel like he has, that kind of like darkness to his acting that can, serve the character of Magneto well. He's probably my favorite out of the three listed here, even though I would prefer Jason Isaacs to play the role, even though he may be aged out of it by this point, but he played uh, Lucius Malfoy in the Harry Potter movies. Also played Hook in the Peter Pan movies back in the day.
Mm.
Absolutely, he
Yeah.
is in Harry Potter movies.
What'd you say?
No, I was trying to remember who he was, but he's in the Harry Potter movies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Draco's dad.
that's why I think he's perfect.
But all right, that's a little bit of news before the show. But let's get right into the episode proper, because when I saw what was going on, when we get to in the opening, when Hal decides that he's actually going to put some effort, a little bit of effort into training, into training our boy, he John Stewart creates this bird, right? He was instructed to fly by Hal, and Hal's pretty much giving him like the bare minimum of instructions, like, yeah, just think about flying, fly. I'm a pilot. It comes naturally to me. It should come naturally to you. And instead of flying, he creates this bird. And I thought two things, right? One first thing I thought was, Hal is a really bad teacher, and I'm thinking, was he so bad because of like any sort of like resentment towards John Stewart, or is he so bad because he was never really taught properly himself, so he doesn't know how to teach? What do you guys think?
I think he may not have been taught proper. You know what I'm saying? It could have been for him, hey, just jump on out there. Just jump into the ocean and you'll learn how to
Uh-huh.
swim. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
sink or
saying?
swim.
I was going
And
to
I
say the
think this is
same.
what he's trying to give John, like that hard, what's what we're looking for, like hard love, tough love, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Okay.
I was literally going to say the same thing. I think he was taught. He's the type of parent that's just like, throw your kid in the pool. All right, swim.
Okay.
Hmm.
Just move your feet.
But
Swim.
some sort of instruction is needed, like not just fly. I'm going to teach you how to fly. Fly.
Mhm.
Like,
That's why he's looking at him like he's stupid. Like he's
yeah.
like, what do you mean just fly? Like
Yeah. What do you mean? Can I get some instruction here? Like, what do I have to do?
you just
And
got to think about it. I'm an airline pilot, so
yeah,
I just think about it. Okay, fine.
yeah. Thanks for that.
And then,
But yeah, he makes this bird, and we find out later in the episode how significant this is, because apparently it is unusual for a Green Lantern, to be able to construct a kind of construct things without having the ring on them.
um,
And this is something that we saw that John Stewart did with ease, untrained, pretty much. Um, what do you think is going on with the bird? Like, is there any significance to the bird? What are your theories as to why John Stewart is able to do all of these things that Hal seemingly cannot do himself?
I think what they're getting ready to set up with John, he's going to basically, like you said before, he's going to be able to do things necessarily without the ring, right? Because he's going to become like a living embodiment of the Green Lantern himself, like of the lantern that they hold. I think that when he does put it on, it's going to take him over. He don't need the ring anymore. You see what I'm saying? And I
Mm-hmm.
think there was a comic, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was called Green Lantern War Journal. I think there was two comics where they kind of talked about him not necessarily needing to have the ring to construct. So he may not even get like a normal suit. He may end up getting a suit where he can construct it himself. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, we'll just have to see. I don't know if he's gonna wear the traditional suit or not.
See, we did get to see the suit up close and personal this episode. When John Stewart was sent to collect the lantern for Hal, we got a close up of the suit. We also get to see Hal Jordan wearing the suit this episode, later at the very end of the episode. Um,
Hmm.
and I don't know how I feel about the suit.
It's dusty. It's plain.
It's Yes.
Yeah,
It's dusty. Them shoulder pads are very much present.
yeah,
It's very angular in a weird way.
Mhm.
right.
I wonder if it's like comic accurate at all. Was this?
Well,
Does it
well,
look like what it looks like in the comics?
I don't think anything is got
well,
Okay.
like
well, I was just gonna say quickly. A lot of times, from what I'm seeing, I'm taking from a Marvel point of view, right? A lot of times, in
Mm,
Marvel, when we was watching Disney Plus shows and stuff like that, they would give the character like a early suit in the beginning, right? But
mhm.
then later on in the show, they gave them a better suit. So I think that's what we're seeing with these guys right here. This suit right here. I don't know if y'all remember this, or I don't know if y'all was on YouTube at the time. When these first pictures came out about the suit, people, these nerds that are diehard to the lore, they was going crazy,
Oh.
upset
Oh
about
man, of course.
that suit.
Mm. There is nothing more. I swear, it's something about the DC, MCU, Star Wars fan base. It's like, come on, guys, can we just be happy with something? They're never satisfied. But
never run out
I
of
will say the
money.
suit. I was expecting something a little different from the suit, at least from. I'm not familiar with the comics, but I'm more familiar with the character of Green Lantern through the cartoon, the Justice League, and
Hmm.
that suit was very much, like luminescent, and it had like a very bright kind of, glow to it. This suit did look a little dusty, little dirty, little dingy. So
Hmm.
we'll see what happens later in the seasons. But as John, he's sent to, of course, to go collect the lantern because the power is out of the ring. Apparently, it needs to be recharged, every once in a while, every once in a blue moon. And he gets sent to Hal Jordan's house, and it's this big goddamn mansion. It's huge, right? And I'm thinking, where the hell how did he come about this? So on the phone, when John was talking to him, he mentioned that this isn't something that, the Green Lanterns, they don't get paid like that. This was a gift from someone who, Hal saved his son. And the person was so grateful that they gifted him this like multi-million dollar home that he's lived in 8 years, for 8 years, and hasn't decorated or touched hardly at all. So thoughts on this, we got two benefactors here in this series so far. We got the benefactor of the ranch, the militia ranch, and we got the benefactor of Hal. Do you think we'll find out who this person is? Do you have any thoughts about who it could be, who gifted him this home? Because how is it just something we're just supposed to believe is just, you know of no consequences? It's just like a random rich guy who he helped. What do you think?
I mean,
They,
it is possible that something like that could have happened because that story was it sounded like a bunch of bullshit, but it made sense. Powers probably helped him somehow. And he said like he didn't want to emasculate him anymore, so he gave him the house. And
hmm
like at the same time, he never actually really moved into the house, so
hmm
he just
hmm
like has the house. You know what I mean? And it's been there
hmm
for 8 years, no
hmm
furniture, nothing, and other people's pictures in there. So like which is weird. So maybe you never know. They could be true, but the fact that he has all his stuff hidden in there, and
hmm
my favorite part of this episode, my man Earl.
I knew you was going to say
Earl,
that. Let me see. I got a little picture of Earl.
man,
In honor of
Earl.
your love of plants, I added Earl in here.
Yes. What? I was loving that greenhouse. What?
Yeah. It was
That's
given,
beautiful.
what's it called? A Little Shop of Horror. I'm like,
Yes. Yes. A
well,
nice carnivorous plant. It's just
Yeah.
yeah.
great, man. Like, I love it.
This was interesting. Yeah, the fact that it's eating like this bison and stuff in the fridge. I don't know how often it eats, but it was tearing that meat up. Let me tell you what.
Yes. Yes. And he
But
just casually was like, "Oh, go feed Earl." 'Cause,
yeah, as if like you don't. I feel like this is something you need to explain, but that's very much within Hal's kind of character. He doesn't do much explaining. He said, "Look, this is what you need to do. Go do it, and you'll figure it out on the way." Apparently, that's how he likes to teach, and that's how he likes to live his life.
Yes.
Um, but to talk about benefactors, we do get some more scenes with our property manager, aka Papa Macomb, and I want to talk about theories as to who is his benefactor because I've been leaning towards Lex Luthor, because they both have this hate of aliens, right? Clearly from, from the movie, the most recent Superman, Lex hates aliens. He's trying to get rid of them. He has the same agenda, this property manager, right? But then I was thinking, after I saw this episode like two times, they had so many like kind of Easter eggs, or not even Easter eggs, but mentions of Gotham and the Batman franchise. Could it potentially be someone from Batman from Gotham? Because our girl, our sheriff, she's originally from Gotham. There's is this mysterious, benefactor who I don't believe is someone in town, because the town is very small. They mentioned several mentions about how small the town is, and why would you have someone manage your property if you live in this small town? You would just, live there yourself. Um, but guys, who do you think could potentially be this benefactor here?
So
It's I was gonna say it's gotta be Lex. And the only reason I'm saying that because
Okay.
James Gunn has not set up the DCU Batman. The Batman that we have comes
Mhm,
from Matt Reeves.
mhm,
That
mhm,
is a separate project. So the only big villain they have right now in DCU is the one on Lex Luthor. So it has to be Lex
mm.
in my personal opinion.
Okay. Okay. I can see that. I'm about 30% leaning towards Lex. Only reason I was thinking about Batman is because why are they mentioning Batman so often, or at least the Batman things of the Batman franchise in this show so often? I think even in the first episode, there was like mentions of like Barbara, who was Batgirl. They had Gotham name dropped specifically in this episode. I was like, maybe. But Vic, what do you think? Who could potentially be our benefactor here?
see, I was automatically gonna say I felt the same way that you do. Like, they talking about Gotham here.
Uh huh.
Maybe Batman. Because there's one thing about Batman that like I've never seen a control freak so big
Mm.
like Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Mm-hmm.
he has kryptonite stashed,
Mm-hmm.
insurance policy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and
Mhm.
who else in Gotham got FU money?
Yeah, exactly. And who
You know
else
what I
likes
mean?
to be so, so secretive? Because why is
Yeah.
it such a big secret? Why everybody got to sign an NDA?
Yes.
It's what's going on. That's what I.
Yes.
That's what.
Yes. But I
That's,
definitely wouldn't put it past Lex to do that. Now, mind you, like those details behind the Batman character, I didn't
uh-huh.
know. So now I'm assuming Lex because I mean, who else has that kind of money? You know what I mean?
Okay.
Right.
Unless all of a sudden, like William Osborn, from Spider Man shows up. You know what I mean?
Not
Like
from
who else?
Spider-Man.
Like who else has that type
Wilson
of money?
Fisk.
And
That's
Wilson
yeah.
Fisk, like you know what I mean? Like who else? Who else does it? So that's why I was thinking Batman. But if it's Lex, I'm here for.
Okay. But let's talk about what was going on with Hal this episode. He takes it upon himself to break into a morgue, steal a body, go through back to the football field, and that's when he uncovers the fact that these metal detectors aren't they're really metal detectors, they're alien detectors. And that was
Mm.
another thing. I was like, who he mentioned specifically when he's talking to Papa McCone, you know, how did you get this technology? You're, this guy in this, bumfuck town in the middle of nowhere. Where did you get this from? They don't even have this technology, and as far as how it knows, and he's in space and everywhere else. But he's there stealing bodies. We get a gratuitous nudity of a Dictus episode, which was hilarious. And as he's doing this through the town, our girl, the sheriff, she of course sees him running around, ripping and running. This is following a scene in I'm going to call this the town square kind of, discussion where Hal believes that they're discussing him in particular. I've saw some theories online, guys, and I want to get your thoughts on this. The streets have been saying that everyone in the town, right, of this little small town, could potentially be manhunters. Um,
Mhm.
and I don't know how I feel. I feel as if I'm leaning more towards no, but I want to hear you guys' thoughts. Do you think that this town, this small town, is full of the aliens? Everyone here is an alien, including the sheriff and all of that.
I've seen that theory floating around too.
Hmm.
Um, Wow. It's wow. It's really three people I think it could be manhunters.
Okay. Who you
The granny that John is smashing. I can't think of
Okay,
her name right now.
Zoe, I think her
Her.
name is Zoe.
Yeah, her. I'm thinking about that lawyer who's
Oh,
with
okay. The
Hal.
husband that's got his picture somewhere up here, I think. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking about him because it's a lot of times it's the people who you least suspect. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And then of
Uh-huh.
course the third option is the town, like everybody's been saying online. But it's gotta be one of them three. I just don't know who. I can't even pick right now. If you ask me to pick, I really couldn't pick.
See,
I,
Vic, what do you
I'm,
think?
I think it's the first person that he said, or that he
You
slept.
say who?
The girl that he slept with.
Oh,
Because,
Zoe. Okay. Old
Zoe,
lady.
okay, that's
because
the name Zoe.
mind you,
Okay.
her actions show that she's a man hunter.
Okay.
Look at
Okay.
what she does. She marries one guy for security and then right away jumps a phone. Hell,
Mm.
Now,
come on, man. Like, that is a man hunt. For real.
man
Like, you know what I mean? You
eater.
describing who you are right then and there. She's the one. She's gonna be the one to like come out of nowhere.
I'm trying to remember though. Was she in this town hall situation here?
I
I
don't
can't.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I don't think they show her.
Okay, because they did show that there was like some sort of like they had that those metal detectors there too. So were they trying to track for aliens or
See,
I
now
don't know.
that's another one. Those dead bodies came from where?
They came from the shooting from episode one,
Okay,
where
so they're within the
they
town.
were looking for
So
those aliens.
how many more of those bodies are gonna, you know, if they
Well, we do know for sure that those were alien bodies. So the people who died in episode one were all aliens. And it seems like they're all kind of like they're all in this morgue within the hospital. But I'm thinking that it can't. I don't think the town is. I don't think they're manhunters. The limited amount of knowledge that I have about manhunters from these two episodes. Um,
hang on a second. Maybe I misunderstand. Did those people that died in episode one, were they considered part of the town?
they were supposed to be out of towners. I think
Okay.
that's what they were supposed to be. If I'm
Okay.
remembering correctly, they were out of towners.
Okay. So that
But
that I didn't peep. Okay.
but I'm thinking if the whole town are aliens, why is he protecting the town? Why is he so, I need to, get rid of all the aliens and the whole town is fucking aliens. Like, wouldn't he be more
Well, I
like,
think he cares more about the land than the people.
okay.
You
But
know.
if the people are aliens, who is he like what is he protecting? Even if it is the land, why doesn't he kind of I don't know. I feel like if the whole towns were aliens, he would do something a little bit more than what he's doing, as opposed to killing out of towners at a football game and potentially dating head mistress alien, who everyone's suspecting is the alien. I don't know. I don't know. I do kind of get the vibe that there is something going on with Zoe though, because she's just a little bit too. She has too many questions. She's always around. We
No,
see.
she's giving keep your enemies closer.
Mm.
Yes,
That's what
yes.
she's giving. Like that's why I feel like she's,
She's
like
evolved somehow because how
I,
you always everywhere this man is, even though they say it's a small town, but still, it ain't that goddamn small. Ain't that goddamn. But back to John Stewart, he retrieves the lantern, and we get a good look at what the lantern actually looks like. I was shocked to see that it was just so mundane looking. It just looked like a regular old antique. And I wonder if it's that way in the comics at all. But he did have to go through a little pocket dimension in order to retrieve it, which I thought was cool. But after he leaves the mansion, he gets attacked by this other group of people. And we find out that these are actually aliens as well. So we got two sets of kind of alien situations going on here. We got the manhunters, and we got this other group, which is headed by this gentleman here. I think they called him Anton or something like that. Sound very much like a black name. I got a cousin named Anton. That's what it says.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's from some other race of aliens that were massacred by the Manhunters. He kind of embedded the memory of this massacre into John Stewart, which was a very kind of triggering graphic scene. It was so like ugh. It was like he said, the spittle coming out of his mouth. Um, any kind of what are you guys' thoughts on this other alien race? And them saying that, hey, we are going to be take it. We're going to bomb that little small town within the next 48 hours. If you, Jon Stewart, don't find this manhunter who we're looking for, because the manhunters are apparently incognito, running from the guilt of killing off this alien race.
Yeah, I mean, everybody ran with the theory. I mean, everybody ran with the theory that the guy, Anton, black name, my big cousin Anton here,
Hmm.
he is the Red Lantern by the name of Atrocitus. That's what some people
Okay.
think, because the Manhunters, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, I believe yeah, they went in, destroyed his home world, and he was left to try to rebuild a community if he could, but.
Hmm. Hmm.
I mean, I don't think they're going to show a big red being at the end of the episode. I don't know what the budget. I mean, well, at the end of the season, I don't know what the budget is for this show, but I don't expect that. I could be wrong. They made him giving us a big red lantern if that's him, but it
Hmm.
remains to be seen.
I could see them doing that. I feel like in the last episodes of these, at least with Marvel, they always like save all the budget for that final like episode, the big bad fight. So
Yeah.
maybe potentially, vague thoughts on this other alien race.
Well,
Uh,
here's what I wish. Like, I thought that the idea of showing him what went on was
what
brilliant.
you say?
I thought the idea of showing him what happened
Uh huh.
was brilliant. Like the way that they like put like a gun to his head.
Oh yeah, saving on the budget too by not showing us what he saw. Just
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I wish
yeah.
they would have done. I wish we could have had an understanding of what he's seeing.
no,
Now,
they gotta
if
save that money. They gotta save it for the final episode. That's what.
now one way
Hmm.
they can save this though is that like as the episodes come in, he has flashbacks and then
Okay.
he kind of shows. I feel like that's the one way they could save it, but I really wish we could see what the hell he was looking at
I
while
don't think
that.
we're gonna get that. I don't think we're gonna get it because it's only like we said only so much money, right? And we did
Right.
get to see a little off world action this
Mm.
episode because once Hal receives the lantern, the big lantern, he powers up, and after giving John Stewart his kind of like congratulations for keeping that bird, even though John had to confront him on it, saying, "Hey, I heard that me creating this bird is unusual." And you didn't mention nothing about it, right? And so Hal was called out. He had to give him his little hoorah, and then he booked it right off the planet to go to. I'm assuming this is like Green Lantern's Corp, right? Their headquarters out in space somewhere. At first, when I saw they were showing the shot of him like flying over the globe, and it was like this ice thing, I was like, "Oh shit, is he about to go meet Superman? Is that where he's going? So he's about to make the
See,
connection."
that was part of the budget right there.
Oh,
I saw two budgets when he was flying,
uh-huh.
and also the pocket dimension. That were the two budgets that they
Oh
had.
yeah, the Baka
Yep.
dimension takes some money.
Right. Now that was dope. The pocket dimension scene was pretty dope. And the flying up over the space was dope too.
Yeah, that was awesome. But we see he's in Green Lantern's Corp, and apparently he the only one there because I ain't see nobody else walking around in them halls. But he goes to I'm assuming what is a cell to
Yeah.
meet this
Hmm.
character, and I believe that they introduced him as Sinestro. So this is the character Sinestro. He's apparently been having nightmares about Sinestro since forever and a day because it was when he was in the hospital. He was saying Sinestro, and the sheriff overheard him and kind of asked him about that.
Mhm.
But this is someone he's looking for answers from. He asked him specifically about the Manhunters, and he mentioned this Sinestro character mentioned that they are like the second biggest threat. The first of which is implied to be Jon Stewart. So that's what it was giving. That's what it was giving because he said the man eaters, the man hunters are your second threat, second biggest threat. Ask me what you want to ask about Jon Stewart or something along those lines. I'm paraphrasing. So it would seem to
Mm.
me that the biggest threat is Jon Stewart. So I don't know if there's going to be like some sort of character flip or if it's like something specific to Hal Jordan, like if they like fight or something, or was he involved in the death in the first episode somehow? Who knows? What are you guys' thoughts on this final scene here, and how did you interpret what he said?
Well, I mean, I feel like that's a guy that was supposed to be dead, and he stashed him.
Okay,
That's what
okay.
he was saying. So You
We
know,
did hear from the sheriff that after she looked him up, this is someone who I guess had tried to like usurp the
mhm.
whole kind of Green Lantern situation, and Hal actually had to take him down. He was originally like his they worked together originally, but Hal had to like, basically imprison him.
Yeah. So
Hey, Song fan, thanks for being here.
apparently he was supposed to be taken care of, and now there he is. But he knows something about these manhunters, and
Hmm.
he, clearly he kept something to himself.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Okay. Uh-huh.
so like now, is he gonna come out? Is he gonna what is he doing? Because from the beginning, I felt like from the name of the show, this was gonna be more than one Green Lantern.
Okay. Yeah, lanterns. Yeah.
Another one, is he gonna do? The other guy's gonna get his own suit, and we already know that. So like, um, I think that this is proof that this is just setting up for proof.
Okay. Lawrence, what
I
do you
could be
think
wrong though.
of the scene here? And how
Well,
did you interpret what he said?
well, we forget that Sinestro was originally a Green Lantern before he went rogue, before he went evil. You know what I'm saying? But then
Okay.
also in the end, it seemed like he was getting ready to make a deal. It was like he wanted to make a deal with Hal. He was like,
Mm,
"You want information about manhunters? Well, I need to know about John Stewart." So I'm wondering, is Hal going to spill the beans to Sinestro about John Stewart, who he is, as a person, how did he get the ring, his powers, the whole nine. So I'm wondering
mhm,
what kind of deal are they going to make? He talking about John Stewart was going to be a big threat. I'm wondering how is that going to play? You know what I'm saying? Like, what type of
mhm.
threat is John going to be? That remains a mystery as well.
Is he gonna turn like Anakin to the dark side? You were
No,
supposed to lead the.
I
What?
think it's just gonna be a threat to their ego.
Okay. Okay.
Oh yeah.
He's just like because the little bird is projecting that he doesn't. He's got the power. My point is the little bird is projecting that he's chosen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He's chosen and has to do less work.
Yeah,
Yep.
like Anakin Skywalker. Anakin Skywalker. He was a great Force user. Then he
Yes.
flipped and turned into the Darth Vader. So I wonder the same things about the. If they're trying to say the same thing about the heaven here, because he was the great hope of the light side, and now who knows what's going to happen? Who knows?
I,
But that was the episode, guys. Let's get into this comment for Swamphead. I didn't want to miss your comment here.
There you go.
I think the Manhunter may be in a female form. Oh, we were speculating that it could be Zoe, the grandma who we smashed in episode one. It could be. It could
mm-hmm.
be.
That's the popular theory.
And it's, I think Sinestro trained Hall, but he turned. Yeah, I think so as well.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was the episode, guys. Thank you for being here. Please join us next week for episode 3 of Lanterns. We'll, discuss the time and post about it. And leave us your comments below, and we will see you next time. Oh, and also please subscribe to our channels. We have Unpopular View Entertainment, See the Superior, and the Lawrence Report. So subscribe right here on YouTube, and we will see you guys next week. See you later. Bye.